Hey, everybody, and welcome to There's No Crying in Crochet. This is the podcast where we tackle all of your crochet frustrations and hopefully answer them all. Alrighty, so this episode 25, y'all, we are going to be talking about creating a stress-free holiday season for yourself. And it's the holiday season and it's time to create our gift list. And I'm just real quick. There we go. For crocheters, that means planning all the handmade gifts that we want to give and how we're going to get to them and get them finished. And that's the big stress usually. And because we have such generous hearts, oftentimes we get stressed out with everything that has to be done. And but have you ever given it a thought like, I won't have a gift for a certain person if I don't get this particular thing done? I know I've done that to myself many years in a row. Or I'll just stay up all night on Christmas Eve and I'll get everything done and nobody will know the difference. And you're so burnt out by the time Christmas morning comes or whatever holiday you're actually celebrating. But today we're going to give you some ideas to help you through this holiday season and make it a little bit less stressful for you. And so I'm going to I know that I jumped into this and I always do things out of order. Hi, I'm Biz from Bizzy Crochet.
And I'm
And this
Debbie
is,
from MadameStitch.
oh my God, you guys. Oh, so anyway, I felt so naked on my neck and now I'm sweating. I'm really warm. Why did I put the scarf on? So we are going to have tips today to stay calm and organized. And Debbie has a lot of really great ideas. I've got a few good ideas. So we are going to have some fun today. All right. Business first. Click like and subscribe if you are watching on YouTube for notifications. Bizzy Crochet and MadameStitch Crochet. We are both creating and loading new material all the time, new tutorials, new patterns, all of that stuff. So make sure that you follow us both for all of that good stuff. And then if you are streaming and if you are streaming on Facebook, please give StreamYard permission to see your name so we can see your name in this chat. As far as we know, they don't do anything with that information. It just provides us with your name when you chat in our chat box. And so that you don't show up as Facebook user. And then, all right, y'all, I am having some technical difficulties on my end. So what's up this week, Debbie? How has your
Oh
week been?
my goodness. It's kind of apropos that we're talking about how to make the holiday season stress-free because as crochet designers, we are in the thick of getting it all done
Oh,
so
yeah.
we can enjoy the holidays. Because, next Thursday is Thanksgiving in the US. And so
Mm-hmm.
on top of getting a lot of stuff done in MadameStitch, I'm working on making sure that we have a big holiday weekend. So, and
Mm-hmm.
plus, you can hear it. I'm getting over a cold, the head cold from hell, I must say.
Those
This
are
is why we
awful.
weren't here last week.
Yeah.
And it just decided to drain right down into my throat. That is TMI, but that's what you're hearing today. It's great. But we're on the mend and life is grand. Basically, just trying to keep our heads above water as we head into the holiday season. How about you,
Yeah.
Biz?
It's been a really chill week, actually. I worked on getting a pattern uploaded and done, and that one's coming up. It's actually a part of the something that we're going to talk about at the end of our episode today. And other than that, I shouldn't say quick whipped up. It took me a little while, and I should have brought it in here with me, but I made a plant hanger out of this really robust wool acrylic blend. And I shaped it like a German Shepherd for a friend. So hopefully she loves it. And that's all I've gotten done this week. I mean, it's really just been a chill week for me.
That still sounds like a lot to me.
It was enough. Oh,
Yeah.
and I started a new shawl today. So I'm working on a
Oh, I
shawl
love doing
that was a
shawls.
special
Oh,
request. Mhm.
yeah, I love
I
doing
gotta show you this
shawls.
yarn. It's so pretty. Look at those
I'm
colors.
sorry. That's the twister, right?
Yes, isn't that
Oh my
fabulous?
gosh, I
It's
love
called the
that
color's called
stuff.
jungle, and I'm assuming it's because 'cause it's got that really rainforesty look to it,
Uh-huh.
but, yeah, so we are just now switching, from one color to the next, and that's my favorite part of working with these yarns.
Yeah, I've gotta grab me some more because it's just a stunning yarn, and it feels great. It just is
It
so
does.
soft.
It is
Yeah.
so soft, definitely. Alrighty, so that was this week. All right, so we are talking this week's topic is helping you to have a stress-free holiday. So we're just gonna jump right into it. Give me just a second. I am alrighty. So why does the holiday season become so stressful for especially us as crafters?
You know what? There are so many things going on. We're starting right now through New Year's, a lot of
Mhm.
extra stuff. So, if you have kids or grandkids like I do, you've got end of semester concerts. Um, my oldest grandson is in the marching band, and his high school football team actually made state district finals, and then they may go on to Pennsylvania states, which means I've been watching the band
Oh,
every
that's
Friday night.
exciting.
I don't stay for the game. If they march pregame, I'm out. But we have get-togethers like this Thanksgiving weekend. It's a this is the one weekend in our entire lives where
Mm.
in the entire year when my family celebrates the entire weekend. So Thanksgiving Day is Thanksgiving Day. Black Friday, we have a whole tradition with the grandkids with all kinds of it's the first day we can play Christmas music, watch Christmas movies, gather the stockings on the mantle, all of the things. Saturday we get our freshly cut tree and we decorate it. And so it's just a whole weekend of stuff. That means there's nothing else going on. We have that and we have we don't have a big social
That's
life, but we have
awesome.
an annual soup night that we do with friends. Um, and so it's a lot of extra activity that kind of bleeds into all of the prep time that you might have for gift making, right?
Yeah, for sure. Our Thanksgiving weekend is similar to that, where like it's all family on Thanksgiving, and then like this year we're planning on starting that my daughter's been home and with us for like 8 years now, and normally we always did Christmas decorations the weekend right after Thanksgiving, but for a few years now it's just been kind of really lazy, and we haven't been doing it. We take the boxes in the house, but it usually sits till the next weekend. But this
Mhm.
year we're really planning to dive in there and get her all decorated and stuff. And I'm really excited about it. It's going to be fun this year.
Right, so it makes for a short time to crochet next week, and then you're heading
It
into
does.
the end of November, the beginning of December. Um, one one of the things that I get into
Hmm.
trouble with is my handmade gift list is too ambitious. I think, all right, so I don't make for a
Me
lot
too.
of people, but I have 3 kids, a daughter-in-law, she's
Hmm.
my 4th kid, 2 grandsons, and a husband, and 3 dogs now in the family, and all of them
Hmm.
need gifts. And I just love making for all of them. So, I'll tell you a story when we talk in a little bit about epic fails. I'll tell you a story about last Christmas, but I tend to be a little overambitious with either the size of the gifts or the number of the gifts. And as we get closer to Christmas, that gets whittled down
Yeah.
until till it's reasonable, but sometimes it's just too ambitious, right?
Yeah. Hmm. I one year after I had learned how to knit socks in our extended family in Wisconsin, we were 11 people. Yeah, 11 people.
Mm.
And I decided I was going to knit socks for everybody in the family. and I squeaked it out, but my hands were so just
Oh my
burnt
gosh.
out. I couldn't touch yarn, I think, for probably a month.
And you don't wanna
I
look
just
at
I
yarn
couldn't.
either.
It was unreal. I No, I was like, I just, I just need a break, just a complete break.
Yeah.
But this year I'm excited about Christmas a little bit more because I haven't burnt myself out somehow. I don't know. Usually by the beginning of December, the end of November. Speaking of which, have you noticed how the end of this year has absolutely flown by? I still feel like it's October and we're almost at Thanksgiving already. That is
I know.
absolutely ridiculous.
I know. I
Um,
really don't know where the time has
so
gone.
I'm so behind. I'm
Mhm.
so behind, like I don't even care anymore. You're gonna get something if I have it. I just,
Oh my goodness.
I just, I don't have it in me to stress out like that anymore.
No, I really don't, and I just wanna enjoy the season. The other thing that
But
gets me into trouble.
so that actually,
No, go ahead. Did you have something you wanted to add?
oh yeah, no, I was actually gonna. We have a point on here. Was we didn't start making gifts soon enough, and that is usually where I fall into trouble. Is
Mhm.
I don't start early enough in the year, because I'll tell you what, every year I think I'm gonna make, this for this for this person, and I get these things decided January, February, March, whatever. And I'm like, I'm gonna start. Except that by the time that August, September comes around, everybody's put out all these new really cute patterns, and I want to
Mhm.
make that instead. So then I find myself scrambling oh, I know, I want to make the new thing. I want to make the new thing. And then I get so you if you're gonna be an ahead of time creator, you just have to not get distracted by all the pretty new shiny things that come flying by at the end of the year because
Nope.
everybody's putting out their best new products.
Yeah, you really can't do that, Biz, sorry. Um, now I used to have a process. I don't know why it went out the window, and I need to revive it. I think it's because MadameStitch is keeping me so busy, but which is a good thing. But I every July, I have an
Mhm.
Excel spreadsheet that has a tab for every year, and I put the names of the people that I'm gonna my family members at the top
Uh-huh.
for their gifts, then another line of their names for stocking stuffers. Then below that, I do any extra people that
Oh
are
my
gonna get
gosh, you're
gifts
so
from me.
organized.
Yeah, well, I just created that spreadsheet this weekend. Um, so and I would plan out what I was going to make in that spreadsheet.
Uh-huh.
And then I would try to gather, do it over time and make that some of my works in progress.
Mhm.
And then when it was finished or I had purchased a gift, I turned the cell yellow to show that it's done and I've got
Oh,
it.
look at you being
Right?
fancy.
Yeah, well, the spreadsheet, like I said, got pulled out this past weekend. So yes, I'm behind, but I'm going to be following some of the tips we're going to give you in this episode because that's
We
going to be
live what
me.
we preach, right?
By experience, we do.
All right, and you had also said that our handmade gift list gets too ambitious. Um,
I
is
did.
there anything on your list this year that you feel was maybe a little more ambitious than you should have gone?
No, I'm sticking we like to do a lot of experience gifts, so that actually has turned out to be a little bit harder for me. For instance, Sunday, from last Christmas, because it took us this long to get the whole family together, my daughter-in-law and son gave us, glass blowing lessons. So this past Sunday, we learned to blow
Fun.
glass. I know. We learned to blow glass, but,
And you kept your
so I think
and you kept
this
your
year
fingerprints.
I did, look at that, see? Um, but this year, I think I'm gonna steer a little bit more toward the experience gifts and add on smaller handmade stuff. So I don't really
Okay,
have anything ambitious, except maybe,
that's nice.
I know my sons aren't watching, maybe scarves for the guys, because I don't usually make them stuff like that. What about
Uh-huh.
you?
That's a really good idea. Let's see. I honestly don't have anything that I have planned to make for my family this year, except for I'm making some ice cream cozies because everybody in the family wants one now. Which that's great because
That's really
they're super
cute.
fun. They are, and we are a family of ice cream eaters, and so like there's not a pint we haven't tasted. Um, so that's a good gift for them. And honestly, I do stuff and I give stuff all year long, handmade. So I
Mhm.
don't I don't really, and maybe I downplay my skill, because I say like, is this a good enough gift? I always judge it like that. Like, is this a good enough gift for Christmas? Of course, it's a good enough gift. What am I saying?
It's
But
handmade. That's what makes it good enough.
yes, your brain does stupid things.
Yes, it does. Which there our last point in this category is expectations are high to make everything perfect, Biz.
Yes. Yes.
The guilty party
That's not me
sitteth
at
on my
all.
side. Yeah. The guilty party is here with me
Yes.
today. Oh my
Yes.
gosh, that's
Oh
hilarious.
my gosh, that's so funny. Alrighty. So our next topic is that we're going to share some of our personal stories of, come on, little computer, do your thing. Come on. There we go. Epic fails. Oh my gosh.
That might that
Speaking of
was
epic
almost one.
fails. Oh my gosh. Y'all,
It's so
I need to
hard
do
to
like a
get the
crowd fund
banners.
for a new computer or something. My goodness.
There you go. GoFundMe for Biz's
Oh,
new
jeez.
computer.
Yes. Like,
Well, I
help
can't wait to
me.
share
Help
mine
me,
because they
please.
are hilarious. Um, so, well, not hilarious. They might be just a little bit sad. But one
Oh.
year I remember this has been a long time ago because I won't do this again. Um, there was one year I can't remember whether it was. I think my daughter had asked me to make scarves for her two best church friends. And
Okay.
for whatever reason, everything else pushed them down the line. I literally pulled an all-nighter on Christmas Eve to get these scarves. Yeah. Yeah, that's the look I
Oh my
should be
gosh.
getting because I'm too old to pull an all-nighter. That's nobody should pull an all-nighter, um,
No.
but anyway, I pulled an all-nighter to get them done because I'd promised them to my daughter, and she, if she asks me to crochet, I produce. So that was one.
Yeah. Same.
The other one was actually last Christmas. I had not crocheted blankets for my two sons, I think ever.
Okay.
Maybe when they were babies, that was it. So I
Mhm.
decided they needed adult size blankets. And
Okay.
I created this really simple design that basically was just sit and binge watch TV and just crochet your little heart out. Well, it got to be a week or two before Christmas, and the light bulb went off above my head that said, "You're going to get one of them done." And that's it.
Oh no.
So I know. So, you don't ever want to show favorites, but the oldest son got his blanket last Christmas in a box.
Uh-huh.
And the younger son is getting his this weekend.
Oh, that's hilarious.
There were just so many
I've
things.
done that before though. Where you mean to make a gift for somebody and I just will put a swatch in a
Yep.
card and say this is what it's gonna look like.
Yep.
It's
Been
just
there,
not
done
done
that.
yet.
I've done that.
It happens.
You're gonna love it.
Yes. I think the only really major epic failure that I've had in a gift is I made my father-in-law this beautiful cabled sweater. It was a
Mm.
cardigan. It just, so he puts it on And I was still pretty new to making garments for people. And he put it on, and you know how a cardigan should just really kind of start here for a sweater.
Right.
It was like
Yeah.
it was down below his pecs. And so the rest of the sweater was down somewhere around his knees. And bless that man, he still wears it to this day.
Oh, that's a hey,
He
it
does.
was
He
made with
still
love,
wears it.
darling.
Oh, he's such a good guy. But that was that was really bad. That was really bad.
Yeah, but he has a unique sweater. No one else has one like that that we know of.
Yeah. Oh no, I hope not. Because as a matter of fact, somebody could probably put a t-shirt under it, belt it, and throw a pair of heels on with it, and it would make a great dress.
Oh my gosh.
It would be it would be amazing.
I'm not sure he's gonna do that, but that's a great idea.
Oh yeah, no,
Oh my gosh,
definitely
that's
not.
hilarious.
Definitely not. That is funny. Alrighty. So then what do we make for the holidays? What are the things, what are our go-tos?
Mm. Well, I have a daughter-in-law, an adult daughter-in-law, and an adult daughter, and I just love making women's accessories. So I do a lot of I'll throughout the year, I'll find special yarn. Like one year, I think it might have been last year, my husband and I took a weekend trip to Rhode Island, and there was a yarn shop in downtown Newport,
Uh-huh.
and that she had yarn
Uh-huh.
that was specially dyed for that shop, and
Oh
the
wow.
proceeds from the yarn sales were given to a charity.
Mhm.
And so I bought
Okay.
2 batches and made cowls for my daughter and my daughter-in-law.
Oh
Um,
neat.
I love doing stuff like that for them that has a little bit
Mhm.
of meaning behind it. For the
Yeah.
grandsons, they love throw pillows for their bed. Every once in a while, I'll make them a scarf
Mhm.
or a hat, things like that. They don't really wear hats a lot. Um, I love to make hats and ear warmers and scarves, and I think after what I did last year, I'll avoid blankets for a while. Yeah. Um, and
That's
for we talked
funny.
about hostess gifts last week. I do a lot of little things like coasters or wine bottle
Mhm.
cozies or hot pads. I love to make hot pads and
Mhm.
things like that that are usable but decorative for the Christmas holidays. So that's kind of what I
Yeah.
like to do. So what do you do?
My Yeah, my quick go-tos are usually, I don't have a lot of small children in my life, but if there is one, I will usually make them a stuffed animal or something like that. But for adults, I tend to year round, I'm making ornaments and things like that. So, and I'll take somebody's coaster pattern and turn it into an ornament, and things like that, just because I like the visual aspect of it, and it makes crafting more fun when you can change things around. But anyway, so yeah, I do a lot of ornaments, and I also do, the dishcloths and the hot pads and the scrubbies and the little things like ice cream cozies and quart ball jar cozies. And I am more of a cozy kind of person than, say, I don't make a lot of outerwear only because I'm in Florida, so we don't get
Mm.
a lot of use for that. Like, you can see how hot I am. I don't have my overhead fan on. I'm just, like,
Oh,
dying in my room. But,
oh,
because it is too hot to really have the air conditioning down, and it's too cold to turn the heat on. Or no, I'm saying that wrong. Backwards, flip it around.
flip that, but
But
that's right.
it's just too hot to cold to do anything. So, anyway, but I do a lot of, like I showed you at the beginning of the episode, a lot of these gradient yarns with the simple shawl patterns. And I like doing those as kind of my in-betweener projects. And I stick them in a drawer and I keep them to the side. And then I give them away as gifts.
That's an awesome idea, and that for those who don't know Twister by Hobie, that yarn is a sport weight. So it's very it's great for
It is.
the more open work stuff. So if you need a light accessory like a shawl or a scarf or something like that, Twister is absolutely perfect, and the color
And
does the work for
it's
you.
really close to fingering weight. So like you could make socks out of it if you wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it has just enough more weight to it to not be hard on your hands when you're making stuff like a shawl.
Yeah.
And it's got
Yeah.
the great
I love it.
gradient colors too. But yeah.
Sounds like I need to make a yarn order.
But yeah, like we have on our list like the small hostess gifts and for dinners that we go to and whenever we attend like a holiday party or something like that. We've talked about this several times in other episodes that we like to walk in the door with a thank you gift for allowing us to occupy your space. Thank you for being the person that's taking on the mess of the party and the organizing and the food and all of that stuff. And I just want to say thank you. And I like to give handmade gifts because I feel like it just means more, you know.
I agree with you. Yep.
Alrighty. So let's talk about in just a second.
There it is.
How to stay stress-free heading towards the holidays. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, well, we've talked about some of this
Plan
before,
early.
but yes,
Yeah.
plan early, plan often, change your plans, but keep a plan, create a timeline. I like to set deadlines for stuff just because I can parse out how long I think something's going to take, and then I can assure myself that I have it done. I also like to I like to gather the materials early. So if I've got the idea, this would be bad for you though, Biz. If you make your list in January, February, March, then you change your mind. If you gather your materials in January, February, March, there's a lot being added to your stash. So maybe not for you. But
isn't that the worst? Adding to your stash, it's just the
awful.
worst.
Okay, I have to tell you a little story just as an insert. This doesn't happen often, but the baby blanket design that I released today was made totally from my stash because I had a hole that all three of those colors in my stash for another project that I realized was dead in the water. I just went, oh, these are great. Let's do this. So having those materials on hand is key, right?
It is. Yes, especially for impromptu projects. You know, like when you all of a sudden are inspired to do something and you can just go to your stash and pick out whatever you need. Now, I don't have, because I've been making stuff, like I just had that Christmas blanket come out on November 3rd. So I have a lot of partial skeins. So that's where I'm living right now. But yeah, I haven't bought a big yarn purchase in quite some time. So I need to restock my shelves.
Yeah, same. Well, we actually just talked about this all through the episode, actually. Choose small gifts rather than huge projects, unless you absolutely know you have the time and you're not going to be staying up all night Christmas Eve.
Yes. Well, and if you're a maker who sells what you make sure that you give a deadline for orders. Make sure that you know, whether you're a maker to give away or you're a maker to sell, you need to set a deadline where you say, if I'm not done with everything by this time, the major stuff, then I'm just not going to make the big stuff. And then it allows you to piddle here and there and be able to, maybe I make an ornament or two just for fun. Maybe I make a hand pot holder or something just for fun. It allows you to just have fun going up to the holidays.
Yeah, I agree. You came up with this idea, and I think this is a great one. Although I'm not personally a fan because I like to make for everybody. I'll just put it out there. But you might, if you have a large family or a large group of family and friends that you exchange gifts with, you might want to consider Secret Santa so that you're not making for every single individual. you're
Mhm.
making for one, and then the project can be bigger unless they
Mhm.
set you a limit of $10, and then you're and then it's a
Yeah.
coaster. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because yarn is not cheap anymore. The
no.
reason why that's an idea in our family, on one side of our family, my mother-in-law is one of 10 children. So all of them have spouses, all of them have 2 or more children, all of them, and so in that family, you draw names for
Yeah.
gifts.
Yeah.
And so you're only buying for one person. And in larger groups, like there are families who are, 5 to 6 people who are like, let's just draw names, because then you're only buying for one person. And it's not, it gets to be a lot when you've got lots of nieces and nephews, you've got lots of brother and sister-in-laws, you've got, you know, even if it's not a super huge family, it gets to be a lot,
Yeah,
especially
it
since
does.
you can't get anything for under 20 bucks anymore. You just can't.
No, and like you said, the yarn is not inexpensive, and your time, how much time do
Mm-mm.
you really have? So
Mhm.
you wanna make sure that you're really
Right.
being realistic all through the season about, give yourself
Yep.
grace. I do this all the time. I make plans, but plans need to change because stress
Mhm.
is not my friend. So I pivot a
Mhm.
lot, and I
Yes.
change change to make sure that I'm not killing myself when at the end of the day.
Yeah, that Friends episode where Ross is screaming, "Pivot, pivot, pivot." Like, you have to live like that.
Yeah, you really do. Be flexible.
Yes, for sure. Alrighty, so let's talk about a really super great thing that's coming up soon. Miss Debbie.
Oh my goodness, starting all right, so let's talk about what's coming up in the next week and a half. So you've got Thanksgiving in the US
Yes.
on Thursday. You have Black Friday.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody started their Black Friday in advance. Black Friday is an entire month, not a day, but
Yeah.
Friday is Black Friday. Small
Mhm.
Business Saturday is Saturday, and I don't know
Mhm.
what Sunday is, but Cyber Monday
Sunday's
is when
Yeah,
you do a
Sunday's not
lot of
anything.
online. I don't know, but Cyber Monday
Mhm.
is, the Monday after Thanksgiving, a week from this coming Monday.
Mhm.
I decided that I wanted to
Mhm.
run a blog hop that helped you get those small things, whether they're Christmas related or not,
Uh-huh.
that would fit in a
Uh-huh.
stocking so that you can celebrate any holiday you want
Yes.
for most of the things that are in this blog hop. Um, they're just think of what a stocking, the size of a stocking, and all of these
Mhm.
things that are being featured in this blog hop are small enough to fit in a
Mhm.
stocking, along with your Christmas candy,
Mhm.
because everybody needs Christmas candy. Um, but
Yes.
um, I'm not offering free PDFs because all of the patterns are going to be free to access on each designer's blog. So you
Yeah.
can make everything that's featured in this blog hop for free.
Yeah.
But I think all of each designer is going to decide what discount they're going to apply to that PDF. So if you have one that you really want the pattern for or multiples, you should be able to
Mhm.
get them at a reduced cost. I'm not
Mhm.
publicizing what they are in advance. So you kind of have to show up every day between November 27th
Yeah.
and December 18th, and including those days to see what's being offered that day. And
Mine is
they're
December 1st.
I started off on November 27th, and then I've got other people filling in the other days. And it's all kinds of stuff I've seen. Um, well, I'm not going to give anything away because it's a spectacular collection of things to fill your
Yeah.
stockings if you want to. And I think there are things
Yeah,
for
and it's
everybody in the
not
family.
available in a bundle, so you're gonna need to be there for every
It's
day.
not. No, I decided not to do a bundle because we're all spending enough money
Mhm.
at the holidays on
Yeah.
other things. And because the designers are going to be offering their PDFs at a discount, um, you might want to just, limit yourself to the things you really know you're going to use that season. So I'm
Mhm.
excited about it. Um,
Yeah.
excuse me. The blog post will go live over Thanksgiving weekend with all the details about how you can participate and take advantage of it in your stress-free holiday season.
Yes, that's awesome. I'm so excited for that. It's I got to create a whole new brand new pattern that is actually it's actually two patterns. Only one of them is free on the blog. The upgrade PDF will have both patterns, but they both go together. So I'm excited about that. Um,
You know what? I'm doing
and
much the same thing with mine. So
mhm,
there will be upgrades in the PDF,
yes,
but on the post, the one thing that's featured will be free to view.
but I will say I am going to drop the fact that mine is going to be 50% off. I don't know what everybody else is doing, but mine's going to be half off. So,
That's usually what I do is 50%
mhm,
off when I'm doing something like this. Yeah. So
yeah.
I suspect that'll be mine. And each designer will have a discount that they
Mhm,
feel is fair for their particular PDF. So I encourage
absolutely.
you to buy as few or as many of the PDFs as you can, because
Yeah,
remember, you're
but they're
supporting our
free on the
small
blog,
businesses. They are. If you really
Yeah,
need to save money, and we get it, that's why we offer
yeah,
the free patterns on our blogs. Um,
yeah,
so, if you it could, and that's supporting us as well. So we really appreciate it. But that we're
yeah,
both
for
really
sure.
excited about this blog hop. It's going to be a lot of fun.
I am. It's
Stuff
gonna
the
be a lot of
stocking.
fun. Yeah, that's what it's all about. And these are also things that like you can take to the office. It's not just,
Mhm.
it's not like, oh, I've got to make it for it. Take it, use it for everybody. This is gonna
They
be
make
awesome.
great hostess gifts, or I mean,
For
they're
sure.
they're all really good. The deal is they are small enough to fit in a stocking. That's it.
Okay, so I'm gonna say that the if you had allowed me to show what mine was, I wouldn't have had it here anyway because we went and painted with my cousins over at their house. And so I took the two that I made over there as a
No.
thank you gift for letting us come over
Oh,
and paint
that's
at
awesome.
your house. So I already gifted mine.
See?
Ah,
Already hostess gifting. It's great.
yes. Awesome stuff. All right. So let's talk about what have you been watching this week?
Oh gosh. Uh, I kind of went back to a couple of shows. I got another episode of Confession in. Oh, that the poor detective is getting his buns reamed. That's just the pits. But I like the underdog, and so he's getting
Yeah.
in trouble. But he did questionable things, so there you go.
Yeah. Well,
So
and I like that they
Confession
keep it
on BritBox. That's what I was
I
watching.
watched oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, and the other thing I watched on Peacock. I think I mentioned this a number of episodes ago, but there's don't even know who the stars are except for Stanley Tucci. It's
Uh-huh.
called Citadel, and it's about a super secret spy agency
Yeah.
that in the first episode we think it's gotten destroyed,
Uh-huh.
but it's beginning to be revived and they're starting to collect their members again.
Uh-huh.
And oh my gosh, I love it because I love espionage and spy stuff.
Me
Um,
too.
and it's crime because they're trying to steal something. Somebody's trying to steal something.
Yes.
But it's not true crime in the sense of Confession, where that series is based on something that actually happened and they're recreating it. But the stars are
Sure.
exceptional in this show, and the twists. I got to watch another episode last night, and the twist in this at the end of this episode made me go, "What?" So I love
Yes.
shows like that.
Oh, I do
So
too. I do too, especially when they keep going like, how could they possibly go in another direction? Like, because my brain just doesn't work that way. My husband sits down to watch stuff and he's like, oh, it's this person. And he gets it all like worked out in his mind. And I'm like, "Ugh, I just want to enjoy this. Be quiet. Um,
yeah.
but that's why a lot of those shows I watch without him. But I've been watching on Peacock something called Smother. It is
Ooh.
based. in Ireland, and it is about this family. It's very, very, very drama. And there's not any like, bash them over the head kind of murder stuff. It's all about this relationship between this man and this wife, and the man dies, and then all of the crap that comes out of that. And
Wow.
you start to think she's the bad guy, and I'm not going to say anymore. It's a really good. There's 2 seasons of it. There's I think 6 episodes per season. They're long, so I think they're 90 minutes an episode or something like that.
Oh gosh, that is
Um,
long.
yeah, it's very long, but they're really, really good and very engaging. And I didn't feel, of course they have some of the sassy characters that feel really entitled, but I didn't feel like punching any of them in the face at any point. So I feel like that one, they handled that really well. It's a win. It is, because it's so frustrating. But other than that, I would highly recommend it. There is swearing in it. Just be aware, it is a British show. They don't have the same sensitivities to that kind of stuff as we do.
Right.
And they have some heavy accents. Other than that, I think it's a really good story, and they left it at a cliffhanger in the end of season 2 as well. So
So they must be coming back.
you would think, I hope so. There's so much more to know.
And you said that was on Peacock?
It is on Peacock, and it's called Smother.
Well,
Smother.
I
Smother.
will have to check that out. I have the feeling my daughter will be home most of Thanksgiving weekend, and she has Netflix, so I suspect we'll be checking out The
Okay.
Crown. And there are a couple things on there that I thought might be kind of fun to watch. So it'll be interesting to see what we watch over the holidays, other than Santa the movie, Santa
Yeah.
Claus the movie, or something with Dudley Moore. It's great. It's great.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know what our plans are for watching over the weekend. We're a family of binge watchers. So like we just settle down with our snacks, we get balled up in our blankets, and we watch TV. That's just what we do.
Oh my gosh. The Eagles play Kansas City on Monday. It's a Super Bowl
Okay.
rematch of sorts, right? And the Eagles actually have a better record than the Chiefs. So it's going to be one of those nail biters. I just know it. Either that or Chiefs are going to come in and just kill the Eagles. I don't know, but I hope the
Yeah.
Eagles win. That would be wonderful.
I've been I don't really care what we watch, just because the Packers aren't really doing very good. And oh boy, do I feel for Jordan Love. He's having a rough year. But I think that once they get all of their ducks in a row, they're going to be a good team again, the Packers. But for me this year, I'm flopping around. I pick one team that seems to be the underdog in whatever matchup I'm watching, and I cheer for the underdog. I don't know why. I always do. So I don't really have a team this year. There are ones that I seriously dislike, and I won't cheer for them. I
Yeah.
don't care who they're playing.
Well, we did beat the Cowboys. So there's
That
that.
is good. That is good. Everybody needs
Yep.
to beat the Cowboys. that's that's one of those teams I can't cheer on.
Nope.
So,
I think they
all
might be the
righty.
most hated football team in America, but I don't know.
Isn't that just the weirdest thing?
Uh-huh. Yep.
Like, how do they get that way?
They're cocky.
Yeah. And that I think that comes from ownership, the
Mhm.
owners. But anyway. All
We
right. So I
digress.
think that we have touched on everything that we can think of for how to create a stress-free holiday season. And I hope that we've given you some tips and ways to kind of navigate the season ahead of us. Um, I didn't see any comments from anybody that had any ideas, but if you have some ideas, make sure that you leave them in the comments and let us know that, you know, what you think of as far as ways to keep yourself sane in the next couple months.
Mhm.
Like I said, I can't believe it's already almost Thanksgiving in America. And so that means Christmas is next week, basically.
Yeah.
It's just boom, boom, boom. It goes so fast.
I know.
Alrighty, do you have any parting words that you would like to leave?
No, we'll miss everybody next Friday because it's Black Friday. Neither one of us will be
Yes,
working,
and
I
we
don't
will not be
think.
here.
But we will be back in December with some cool ways to get you ready for Christmas. And the crochet skills class that we were going to do last week will probably be in December. So stay tuned. We will let you know what's happening.
What's happening, hot stuff? Do you remember that from 16 Candles?
I don't know that I ever watched that movie.
Oh no. Yeah, it's the little foreign exchange student that is sleeping in the bunk bed, and he flips down and he looks at her sleeping in the bottom bunk and he goes, "What's happening, hot stuff?" So
And on that note,
you guys have a really, really amazing holiday for those of you that are going to be celebrating that. I hope that you have family around you. And if you don't, I hope that you have somewhere that you can go and people you can love on. And we send our blessings to you.
absolutely.
All right. And those that are not celebrating Thanksgiving, you have an amazing week.
Yeah.
All righty. Say bye.
Bye, everybody.
No. My computer is so much fun. All right. We're really leaving this.